collection of habits, fears, and borrowed ideas, and nature's philosophy forces us to confront this unsettling reality. It challenges us to become more than the sum of our conditioning, to break free from the shallow self image we have constructed and forge something new, something authentic. But there is a cost to this kind of transformation. When you begin to question yourself at this level, you will experience resistance, not just from the world around you, but from within your mind. Will fight against the process, clinging to old identities out of fear of the unknown. You may feel lost, as if you are standing on the edge of an abyss, staring into something vast and unknowable, but nature urges us to not look away. Instead, it tells us that we must become strong enough to face the abyss head on, to let it shape us rather than destroy us. This is the path of the Ubermensch, the one who transcends ordinary existence, who does not merely accept the truth handed down by others, but instead creates their own meaning. It is a path of struggle, but also of immense power. Because once you realize that you are the one shaping your reality, you become unstoppable. But how do we do this? How do we take control of our own evolution instead of being passively shaped by the forces around us? The key lies in three psychological principles, three insights so powerful that they can completely reshape the way you see yourself. And the last one is the most dangerous of all, because once you understand it, there is no turning back. The first principle of radical self discovery is the acceptance of internal conflict. Most people believe that they should be at peace with themselves, that inner harmony is the ultimate goal. But nature saw things differently. He understood that within every human being, there is a battle, a struggle between what we are and what we have been conditioned to be. Think about it. How many times have you felt pulled in two directions? One part of you wants to break free, to explore, to take risks, but another part clings to comfort, to routine, to the safety of the familiar. This inner conflict is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of life. It is the tension between who you have been and who you have the potential to become. Nature believe that great individuals are not those who eliminate this conflict, but those who embrace it, who channel it into growth rather than allowing it to paralyze them. He wrote, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." The person who seeks complete inner peace is often the person who is running from themselves, trying to silence the very forces that could lead to the transformation. So, the first step is not to seek harmony, but to accept the war within, to understand that the self is not a single fixed identity, but a battlefield of competing desires, fears, and instincts. Your task is not to suppress this battle, but to direct it, to use it as fuel for your evolution. But this leads us to the second principle, the necessity of destruction. Most people fear change because it requires destruction. They cling to outdated identities, toxic relationships, or unfulfilling careers, not because these things bring them joy, but because they are afraid of what will happen if they let go. They mistake comfort for happiness, security for meaning, but nature was clear to become something greater. You must be willing to destroy who you were. You must be willing to shatter the self image that has been handed to you, to tear down the illusions that have kept you trapped. This is why he spoke of the Ubermensch not as a final form, but as a process of constant becoming, of endless self overcoming. Imagine a sculptor faced with a block of marble. If he fears destruction, he will never create anything. But if he has the courage to chip away, to break and reshape, he can reveal something magnificent. Your identity is that block of marble. And the question is, are you willing to destroy parts of yourself to reveal what lies beneath? This is where the pain comes in, because destruction is painful. Letting go of who you used to be means stepping into uncertainty. It means embracing the unknown, facing the fact that you do not yet fully understand who you are or who you becoming, and this is where most people stop. They feel the fear, the discomfort, the loss, and they retreat. They return to old habits, old beliefs, old patterns, because even an unsatisfying life can feel safer than an uncertain one. But those who push forward, those who dare to keep going, experience something remarkable transformation, which brings us to the third and most dangerous principle of all the principle that once understood will change everything. This is the principle that society does not want you to know because it threatens everything that keeps people obedient and predictable. The third and most dangerous principle is this: you are not a fixed being, you are a creator of meaning. Most people believe that meaning is something to be discovered, that life has an inherent purpose waiting to be found. This is the illusion that keeps people trapped. They spend their lives searching, looking to religion, to culture, to tradition, hoping that something outside of themselves will provide them with the answers they crave. But nature shattered this illusion. He declared God is dead, not as a simple rejection of religion, but as a statement that the old sources of meaning, the external systems that once guided humanity, no longer hold the same power. The comfort of absolute truth has collapsed, and in its place, a terrifying realization emerges. Meaning is not given to you, it is something you must create. And this is what makes this principle so dangerous, because the moment you understand that nothing has meaning except the meaning you give it, you become free, free from the expectations that have been imposed on you, free from the limitations that have been programmed into your mind, free from the need for external validation. But with this freedom comes responsibility. If there's no predefined purpose to your life, then you alone must take ownership of what your existence becomes. There is no cosmic script, no destiny written for you. You must write it yourself. This is why nature spoke of the Ubermensch not as an ideal to be reached, but as a process of continuous self overcoming. The Ubermensch does not wait for meaning to be handed down from above. He creates his own values, he forges his own path. He is not controlled by guilt, by fear, by the opinions of others. He is driven by his own will, his own power, his own vision of what life should be. But this path is not for everyone. Most people would rather cling to false security than face the vastness of their own freedom. They would rather believe that their purpose is given to them than accept the burden of creating it themselves. So the question is, which path will you choose? Will you remain in the comfort of illusions, allowing the world to define who you are? Or will you step into the unknown, embracing the chaos within you and using it to forge something greater? This is not an easy journey. It is a path filled with uncertainty, struggle, and moments of deep doubt. But it is also the only path that leads to true power, to true self discovery. And in the end, nature's warning remains: if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. To truly face yourself, to confront everything you have suppressed, everything you have feared, is to step into the abyss. And once you do, you will never be the same again. The choice is yours. Are you ready? Thanks for looking.